Hello my good people, welcome to my channel again. In this video we're going to be securing an AWS user's account we just created. So we just created this user. This is the IAM user. Go to identity and access management. We just created this new user right here. If you click on the user, we're going to be setting up MFA for this user. And we're also going to be creating access key for this user. That way they can access the CLI and SDK. So let's get on with it. But before we do that, let's go ahead and check something that most people don't really talk about here in securing your AWS account. Go to account settings. Most people don't really talk about the password policy in your account. As the admin, this user right here is an admin, has admin access. That means they have access to everything in the account, allow everything and everything in the account. So this user is pretty powerful. So you can configure password policy in your account. That way you can have a granular management of how users use password in your account. So in order to do that, come to edit. Here we have a default setting for your account here. The length of your password right here is 8 characters. Password strength, you want to use uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and non-alphanumeric characters. Other requirements: never expire password, must not be identical to your AWS account or any email address or your email address. So this is the default that comes with the account, but you can go ahead and customize it to whatever you want. You can change the number of characters to between 6 and 28, 128 characters. The password strength, you can add uppercase, lowercase, at least one number, and you can require at least one of these non-alphanumeric characters right here. And other requirements, you can turn on password expiration. If you click on it, it tells you want to know how many days you want to expire the password. You can set that here. For password expiration requirements for administrators, so if your password expires, if you want the administrator to be the one to reset password for users, you can do that right here. You can also allow users to change their own passwords depending on your company policy. You can check that here, and you can prevent password reuse. So basically you can generally control password usage right here, the policy depending on your company policy, and you want to try and be as compliant as one of the major frameworks, maybe like NIST 863 A, B, or C. Yeah, so this is where you can configure that. So you want to cancel out of here, and now let's go back to the user and set up. So right here we're going to go to, we can either do it from here, or you can come to security credentials. Here, assign MFA device, click on it. I'm going to give a name. You can say my new MFA. Then you can use the passkey, authenticator app, or hardware TOTP token. In this case, we're going to be using the authenticator app. Make sure you download an authenticator app on your phone. Click next. Once you download that, here it's going to tell you instructions on how to download and use it. So you can get either Google Authenticator, Duo Mobile, Authy, or whatever authenticator app you want to use. There's a list of compatible authenticator apps here you can get to. Then you're going to see this QR code. As soon as you click here, to show you the QR code. Then it's going to publish 2 authenticator keys for you. The first code is going to come, then the second one is going to come after 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and do that. Click on show QR code. Use your app that you just downloaded to scan the QR code. So I'm gonna scan mine. Then it should generate the first code for you. Mine is let's see here, mine is 176798. Then you want to wait for 30 seconds for the next code. Mine is just about to resurface, so mine is 065790, and then add MFA. There you go, it's added the MFA right now. Okay, how do we know it's working? Well, we have to log out and log back in. If it demands for an MFA code, then we know it's working. So let's go ahead and log out, back in. Then my username is IamAdmin, and my password, sorry about my password is, then sign in. There you go, it's demanding for an MFA code. Now go ahead and check your authenticator app again and enter the code it just gave you and sign in. There you go, that means our authenticator app is working perfectly. So go back to IAM. Here you go, MFA has been set. So the root user has MFA and the new user has MFA too. That's awesome. So now let's go back to the user. Let's go to the user's account, to security credentials, and here we have the MFA device right here. The next thing we want to do is to set create access key. Now this access key is gonna allow you access to make programmatic calls to AWS from the CLI, the command line interface. You can use tools like PowerShell, SDKs, and direct AWS API calls. So by creating this, you can have access to AWS without using the console. So let's go ahead and create one, and keep in mind you can only have no more than 2 access keys at a time. So we're going to demonstrate here, that way you know, you see what's going on, that you can have more than 2 at a time. So right now we're going to create one. So now it's going to ask you, what do you need the access key for? CLI, local code, and the rest. All we need it for is for the command line interface right now, and it's going to ask you to agree. So alternative recommended by AWS: use AWS Cloud Shell, a browser-based CLI to run commands. Now what they're trying to say is, instead of using the terminal to run your commands, you can use AWS integrated Cloud Shell terminal, which is right here. You can click on this one and it's going to open up a terminal for you in AWS, and you can use that to access your account instead of using the terminal. And because it's in your account, you don't need the access key and stuff, it just integrates with your account. And you can use the AWS version 2 if you're going to use installed in your terminal. That way it's easier for you. You go ahead and click I understand. Next, then you want to give the key a name. This is my access key 1, and create access key. There you go. So this is the access key, and this is the secret access key. In essence, this is like the username, and this is the password. This you can make public. No one cares, you can have this as public, but this one must be secret. This is the secret access key. For security reasons, it's always advisable to make sure you have your access key hidden. These are the access key best practices. Go ahead and read them. Make sure you don't have them exposed. But for this video, I'm going to expose mine, that way you see what it looks like. But I'm going to delete this even before I publish the video. So go ahead and show. This is what the secret access key looks like. There you go. So click on done. So now we have one access key setup. You can deactivate, delete, or edit the description, the name of the access key here if you want. Now we're going to go ahead and create another one. That way you say that you can have more than 2 at a time. I understand. Next, my access key 2, create. There you go. This is what it looks like again, and then done. So now we have one access key here, another one access key here. If you try to create another one, it's grayed out. You can't create another one because you can't have more than 2 at a time. Even if you deactivate one, so this is inactive now, you still can create another one unless you delete it. So if you go ahead and delete this one, just copy the name here, delete. So we've deleted one access key. Now we can create another one. If you try to delete an access key directly, it's not gonna let you. You have to deactivate the access key first before deleting. So let's try it. Delete access key. No, you have to deactivate the access key first before you delete. So now deactivate, then you can delete. Copy this, paste here, delete, and there you go. We've deleted the access key. So there you go. In this video, we successfully checked the password policy to make sure you configure your password based on your company policy, and also created MFA for the user, for the admin user, and then created access key for the admin user. They have deleted the access keys now for security reasons. So yeah, that's it. This is how to secure your newly created account, and also to create access to CLI from your AWS account. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you like the content, and share with others that most likely will benefit from this video. Thank you very much for watching my video, and have a great day.